Welcome back to Red Hot Wrestling. Today, I'm here to address what many of you already know, which is Seth Rollins' potential injury. We don't know the severity of it yet. He had it during his match against Jinder Mahal on Monday Night Raw. I want to talk about that and why I think this all could have been avoided. But that's yeah, I want to get into that. And obviously, if he is out, which I hope he's not, obviously he's my favorite. He's been on a heater. What he's done with the world title, he finally deserves to main event WrestleMania against CM Punk, who also deserves to main event WrestleMania. It's the perfect story, and that's what we need to happen, in my humble opinion. So, before we get into it, obviously like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. So, obviously, Seth Rollins faced Jinder in the main event of Monday Night Raw for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I thought the one thing I did not want, besides obviously Jinder winning, the one thing I didn't want was just a match and Seth wins and nothing new comes of it. Now, I get what Triple H is doing and trying to do, and in terms of this story with Priest and Drew, it's been dragged out. They've already been hints and disdain between each other. I mean, Drew cost Damien when he tried to cash in on the night of Monday Night Raw, I believe. So, yeah, it started there, and it's only continued since. They weren't very fond of each other when Drew was in the Judgment Day for War Games. That's all well and good, but this Damian Priest is gonna not cash in. He's gonna cash in, but then doesn't get cash in, gets interrupted by Sammy. Or it's not the right time. Whatever. It got dragged out. I thought this was the time to do something so we understand who Seth is going to face at Mania. All this was, I love you, Trips, but you gotta hold him accountable, because this was bullshit, in my opinion. The match wasn't horrible, obviously. He did obviously progress a story. We could be getting Drew, Damien something, maybe a number one contenders match next week if Seth's healthy for the Rumble, whatever. But nothing really. This match was not needed. This match did not need to happen. I don't know why it happened. And now Seth could potentially be hurt in Alphamania for a match that ultimately shouldn't have happened. So yeah, I really want to hold Trips accountable for that. I'm not saying, injuries can always happen. I'm not saying this is the sole point, and he could have faced anybody and gotten injured. But my problem is we could have negated this all along, if we just didn't face Jinder. Actually, I wouldn't say we could have negated it, but for him to have gotten injured in a match that should have never happened. It's one thing being injured in a house show. You gotta do house shows, gotta deliver, you gotta be there. I get that. House shows are part of WWE, for the fans, etc. But this match was just a match that didn't need to happen, and it was just there to progress a story that didn't really progress anything. The whole Damian Priest didn't cash in again. We've seen it. Great. We already know he has bad blood with Drew McIntyre. First, Drew cost Damian a chance to cash in. Then Damian cost Drew a chance to win the title in Drew's eyes. Great. They could have confronted each other in a segment. So, that's the first point I want to get to. Now, what do we do if Seth's not injured? Because if Seth's fine, no, what do we do if Seth is injured? If he's not injured, we all know what we do. We all know it's Punk Rollins WrestleMania Night 1 for the World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, that's not the way. Now, what I think you can do if Seth is out, the easiest thing would be an elimination chamber that for the vacant world heavyweight championship, and you're competing a bunch of people. If anything, this is off the top of my head. If I'm being honest, you could have like maybe all of Seth's opponents that lost. So you got Shinsuke, you got Finn, and main opponents. I mean, you got Shinsuke, you got Finn, you got Drew, and then I think you can throw in Damien in there, and maybe a Sami and a Jey Uso. There's so many stories you could progress in that elimination chamber. And maybe not even Jey Uso. You can just put in Gunther, have him win it, and have both titles, and just certify his dominance. Brock comes back, faces him for both titles at Mania. Gunther goes over and just even makes him more dominant and do something that I didn't personally want him to do, but it does. It just makes him look like more of a badass. I did want him to lose the Intercontinental Championship and really help another talent out, make them more legitimate, push them, really pass the torch as to you're the guy that's next up. You're going to be IC champion, and after that, you're the guy we want to propel to the World Heavyweight Championship scene, how it's supposed to be with the IC title. You could have him vacate the IC title after he beats Brock. He would have done everything with it, and it would be beneath him. He would have done everything, and then you can have a tournament for that. Or you could have a tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship that culminates at maybe WrestleMania, maybe the semifinals happen night 1, and then the finals happen night 2. You could do it like that. So those are the possibilities. Now, what you do with Punk is another story. I think the only thing you can do realistically with Punk, you gotta phone Austin. And you gotta offer him everything and anything he wants, because genuinely you could just have Punk have a match with Drew because they already kind of tease something, but is that really what we're looking for? I don't know. You could have Punk, but have him winning the world title in like a tournament, or him being in the elimination chamber and then going to WrestleMania as world champion just doesn't feel right to me. Because and obviously if Seth's injured, then Punk can't win the Rumble either. It's gotta be Cody, and no offense, I like Cody, but I don't want to see him win it again. I just want to see someone else win it. But if he wins it again, it's fine, because we understand destination. Unless they have The Rock and the plan is for him to main event at Mania, which I don't think it is, then that opens up a whole nother scenario of problems and issues, and what then happens with Cody, which is what I've said before, so I'm not going to get into it. But I'm pretty sure I'm in the thinking that it's Rock Roman at Elimination Chamber, Roman Cody at Mania. So that main event of night 1, if we have Gunther win the world title in the Elimination Chamber, he can main event with Brock for both titles, which will be a banging match, and I can't wait to see that in general, because we know Brock's gonna come back very soon, probably at the Rumble. Most likely is probably the perfect destination for him to come back. So yeah, those are the kind of the two scenarios. Either have a tournament that culminates at Mania for the world title, which who wins, I don't know, probably Gunther. I don't know, I can't tell you the specifics, who wins, who's in it. But it's either you have a tournament that culminates at Mania, or you put in the elimination, which would be the easier option, put it in the elimination chamber, and Gunther wins it, double champion, faces Brock for both titles, his streak on the line, put the story writes itself. So for me, that is what I see in terms of if Seth is injured and won't make it a Mania, which hopefully is not the case, and I'm optimistic, but you never know. I'm optimistic because he went backstage. He wasn't too optimistic, but he wasn't too pessimistic, and he was walking on his own with a limp, but he was walking. So it might just be a small thing. We don't know. I just hope he's okay. We get him at Mania, because he fucking deserves a Mania main event. If anyone deserves it, if anyone's earned it, fuck deserving it. If anyone's earned it, it's Seth, for the work he's put in the last year with the title and everything he's done, the matches, the stories. So yeah, you guys let me know what you would do down in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. I will see you in the next one.